Welcome back. So today we are talking about something different. Every woman, I would say, carries this, but very few people actually talk about it. And that is the mental load. All right. So what is mental load? Hello, friends. I'm Evelyn, and I'm here partnering up with Amber Renee Till from the ART Skool to bring you another Wellness Wednesday. Amber helps overwhelmed moms reset instead of escaping using simple tools that make life feel so much lighter. And today we're diving into this message of mental load. All right, so what is mental load? Honestly, mental load is not the chores and it's not the tasks and it's not the schedule. Okay. The mental load that I'm talking about that Amber really emphasizes on is the invisible work, and the invisible work that's happening inside of your mind all day long. It's the remembering, it's the planning, it's the tracking, it's the anticipating, and just feeling like you're the default person for everything and everyone. So it might show up like this, okay? Oh, remembering that you have a dentist appointment, or tracking who needs what for school, right? Realizing that you are out of laundry detergent, not good. Planning for dinner and, in your head, right? Because you're just like, okay, what am I going to fix for dinner tonight? Or responding to texts, right? Multitasking. Keeping the family calendar, noticing that you have emotional needs and they're not being met, and maybe just holding space for everyone else's problems, but you're not dealing with yours. All right. All the while, you're trying to show up in your own life, in your own work. You're trying to show up for your own growth and your own calling. And so here's the crazy part about this whole thing. Nothing has to be wrong for your mind to feel overwhelmed. Sometimes we can just feel the weight of overwhelm and exhaustion and just feeling burdened, just simply from carrying everything, right? And so if you've ever thought to yourself, gosh, I shouldn't feel this stress, like nothing big is even happening here, like why am I so tired? I feel behind all the time, or I haven't even started my day. Oh my goodness. And I feel all behind, right? So that's the mental load that Amber refers to right now. So it's not that you're weak, and it's not that you're disorganized, and it's not that you need to try any harder. It's simply that your brain is holding on to 47 open browsers. Like, do you ever, I don't know if you're the type of a person who has her computer open and has like 47 open browsers all at the same tabs all at the same time, right? Well, that's what happens in our brain, and you can just feel it because you're not shutting down, right? And I mean, it makes it hard to sleep at night too, right? So, because it doesn't stop when you finish work or you let it go or you're not sitting in front of the computer kind of thing. It's still there. They're open tabs. So the mental load that creates this constant background pressure, that's what Amber's referring to. Because even on the calm days, even when everything might look fine on the outside, right, your mind is still doing nonstop internal labor. And so women especially don't realize how much energy this consumes, because we've been conditioned to think, oh, that this is just what moms do, right? Like, this is what we do. But the truth is that mental load is actually a real emotional and cognitive weight. And that's what Amber refers to. Just like your mind needs to rest, your mind also needs to reset, right? Just like your body needs rest, your mind also needs to reset. So here's a simple reset that you can use today. Let's talk about this a little bit, all right? Just for a minute here. There is a 1-minute brain dump reset that Amber refers to and she teaches. And here's how it works. First, you want to grab a piece of, paper, or just open your your notes app on your phone. Okay. But you want to set a 60-minute, a 60-second timer. And then you want to write down every single thing that's floating in your head. So we're talking tasks and reminders and worries, right? Appointments, or just your to-do list in general, like random thoughts. Just write it down. And then when the timer ends, you also stop. So simple brain dump. It's a 1-minute brain dump. So what you're going to notice is that your shoulders will actually drop and your chest will actually loosen. Your mind will actually quiet down. As women, have you ever noticed this, that sometimes when we're feeling, we find out something and we're feeling burdened about something, or we just have information, sometimes it feels good when we go talk to our spouse or our friend or whoever, right? And we just unload, and all of a sudden you're just like, oh, feels so much lighter, so much better. Well, that's the exact same thing that happens when we actually dump this down on piece of paper, everything that we're thinking through. So your brain basically no longer holds on to everything, to that information. It can finally breathe. And that's how you experience it in your body, right? So Amber teaches that overwhelm usually comes from just trying to store all these tasks in your mind instead of in a system. So she's really big about systems and having systems in place for this reason, because just that tiny little reset alone makes just a load so much lighter, right? And it also makes it visible, because when it's visible, you can actually see it. It actually becomes manageable, tangible. You can touch it, you can feel it, right? It feels like something that you can control. It's like a little mind trick, okay? So what systems, why systems matter and why she emphasizes systems so much is this is where she wants to be able to help you see the connection, okay? Sometimes when you have a lot of mental load, a lot of mental load that we carry, it sometimes comes not from, it actually comes from not having some simple systems that take the work off of our minds. So for example, remembering who to follow up with. That's a big one. You have to remember all of that instead of writing it down on a piece of paper, right? Or figuring out what to post. You're trying to keep it in here as opposed to having it organized. Or keeping track of conversations, right? Instead of having it, a tracker and having that on paper or Excel, however you want to have it, or Trello, right? Or wondering what content goes where. Honestly, that goes to the topic of, not just having so many tabs open and not having systems set in place for that, but it also goes into, feeling like not even doing anything just because you don't know what to post and you don't want it to be imperfect, right? So that goes to the previous episode as well. So also repeating the same tasks over and over again. All right. That means that you have overload in your mind right now. Okay. Or overthinking a strategy, or, even techie stuff, right? Too much information here. And so it's better just to put it down on paper and having a system in place for that reason. So because all of that will add to that mental load. So it's not just in home tasks. I mean, you can do this in home, but you could do this for your business as well, right? All the tasks that you have for work. So this is exactly why Amber actually created her Facebook and email automation blueprint. Doesn't that sound amazing? It shows you how to take that invisible load, because it's right here, and it gives it a home so that you don't have to remember every single little thing. It's amazing, right? Okay, so if overwhelm is stealing your clarity, go grab Amber's Facebook and email blueprint. It's going to show you how to set up simple systems that is going to save you hours and reduce that mental load for you, okay? Or if overthinking is just making you freeze up all the time, then download that Facebook and email blueprint, because all the tech and strategy part, right, that feels so overwhelming, it's just going to become easier instantly. Okay, just from that. Or maybe you're the type of person who your mind just feels crowded or just very heavy. Again, go grab Amber's Facebook and email automation blueprint. It's going to show you that simple tool, honestly, that Facebook already gives you. But she puts it in such a way that it helps ease the overwhelm and save you time. Okay. All right. So thanks again for spending this Wellness Wednesday with Amber. And if today's topic encouraged you, make sure that you check out the free resource that she has linked below. It is from Amber herself and the ART Skool. Okay. Because her tools are just truly make every step feel so much easier. We'll see you next Wednesday.